gather around the table once again for another session of Dungeons and Drakfus. And today we're going to be taking on another Alliance favorite, or kind of favorite. I know a lot of people that actually hated this instance leveling up. Welcome everybody to the former known capital of Gnomeregan. So that's going to be the next dungeon that we're going to. And let's go ahead and get started in here. See, this giant hammer thing is actually an elevator. Gnomes have weird science, and so do goblins. But unfortunately, we have to wait for it, because that's the way it goes. Oh, jeez, wow. I got stuck on it. Okay. So all we have to do is wait for the elevator to go down. Now, I will go into the Adventurer's Journal as soon as we are actually in the instance. Oh, no. These things are going to kill me, aren't they? Okay, never mind. So this is actually now part of the Gnome starting zone. So these guys are actually part of the cleansing operation in Gnomeregan. So I was afraid that they were going to attack me because I'm Horde, but I think as long as I don't do anything to them, they'll be fine. Because now you actually start out, if you start out a brand new Gnome, since the Cataclysm, you actually start out from Gnomeregan, and you get cleansed, and you have a questing zone all to yourself, whereas in Vanilla, you actually shared it with the Dwarves. So, with that, let's go ahead and go into the lore of Gnomeregan. Let's see, we don't need that. We don't need Burning Crusade. We need Classic. And here's Gnomeregan. So, built deep within the mountains of Dunmuro, the wondrous city of Gnomeregan was a testament to the gnomes' intelligence and industry. But when the capital was invaded by Trogs, the Gnomish High Tinker was betrayed by his advisor Sicko Thermoplug. As a result, Gnomeregan was irradiated, and most of its inhabitants slain. The surviving gnomes fled, vowing to return someday and retake their home. And that's actually kind of how you start out as a gnome now, is that you're an irradiated gnome, and they have to clean you and do all that stuff. So let's go ahead and get things started into Gnomeregan. I don't know if we're going to get quests as Horde, but we'll find out in a second. Here we go, and, I didn't see that Sprock. He's part of the away team. Yeah, I don't think we get quests, if we're Horde in here, so that's fine.
Interesting.
Interesting, yeah, exactly.
Glad I could help.
So let's go ahead and get things started. Now, there actually is a couple of side bosses that we can take care of, so we're just going to go through this area as quick as we can. Let's see, so while taking care of these guys as we go along. So there's kind of two threats in Gnomeregan. Well, three. The irradiation, or the radiation in here, and the Trogs. So our first stop actually is going to take us in here for one of the side bosses. Side bosses as in... Somebody actually did ask me, like, what's the difference between a boss and a side boss? Mainly, the side bosses are optional, so you don't have to take them out. In fact, there are a lot of raid bosses that are optional. You don't have to go take them out if you want to just progress to the final boss. They're not needed. And this is kind of the same case. I believe the last one we went through, Black Fathom Depths, had a couple. So this is the first one, and it's basically an event that leads to a boss, so we need to talk to Blastmaster Emmy Shortfuse, or Emmy Shortfuse.
Hi, you're a tall one.
I know. Thank the light you're here. I'd accept help from a two-headed ogre at this point. The city has been overrun with Trogs. The attempts to wipe them out resulted in mass contamination, but there's still hope. Of course there is. Our scientists who evacuated to Ironforge are working on a cure for the fallout sickness. Meanwhile, if you can help me stop the Trog invasion, perhaps the city can be retaken. I'm ready to begin.
You have a great day now.
Well, with your help, I can evaluate these tunnels. Yeah, of course you can. Let's see if we can find out what where these Trogs are coming from and put a stop to the invasion. Yeah. So roughly this is just an event to stop the Trog invasion, but at the same time having to protect her. Such devastation! What a horrible mess! I don't know what an appropriate gnome voice is, people. Much less a female gnome voice. You want me to just speak like this? Oh, it's quiet here.
I mean, I'm trying to give credibility. This voice doesn't really do that.
Too quiet. Oh, thanks for John Wayning it up. Alright, so we're just waiting on her. Look, over there at the tunnel wall. Trog incursion! Defend me while I blast the hole closed! So all you have to do is just kind of sit here and take care of the Trogs. Otherwise, they will attack her, and if she dies, then the event's over, and I don't think you can reset it. That's the thing. So just let her do her thing.
I'm out of range. I need to get closer.
Come on, buddy. I don't think one charge is going to cut it. Keep fending him off. Of course one charge isn't going to cut it.
It's too far away.
There we go. We'll just keep fending him off, I guess, for you. Help! So that one actually did get to her and did do some damage. But not that much. The chargers are set! Get back before they blow! Okay. I don't like explosions anyway. Incoming blast in 10 seconds! Incoming blast in 5 seconds! Clear the tunnel! Stay back! Fire in the hole! You see that, people? That's physics at work. I know that I'm smart. That sounds smarter than I should actually do in this voice, but okay. Well done. Without your help, I could have never been able to thwart that wave of Trogs. Did you hear something? And, of course, the opposing one is also like that. I heard something over there. It's almost like the wall's going to come apart. Yeah, there you go. So now we need to do it with this wall. More Trogs! Ward them off as I prepare the explosives! I don't want to.
I'm out of range.
This sounds to me like it's more your problem. I mean, I'm hard. I should technically be cheering these guys on to take you out. But this is where it actually gets a little bit more difficult because now more elite mobs are going to be coming. Whereas we were dealing with normal humanoids, now we're dealing with elite ones.
I need to get closer.
You know, mobs that actually need to be tanked, but it doesn't matter because I'm so over-leveled for this thing that it's going to happen. Oh, and here's another round. Whee! Was that fun for you? The final charge is set! Stand back! 10 seconds to blast! Stand back! I get it, lady. We come from below. You can never stop us. Oh, Chomper and Grubbus. And there you go. There's the boss, Grubbus. And now we're taking care of him. Nice work! I'll set off the charges to prevent any more Trogs from making it to the surface! Fire in the hole! And there you go. And that's pretty much the event. I think she's got a little bit more to say, and then we'll cover the lore. Superb! Because of your help, my people stand a chance of retaking our beloved city! 3 cheers to you! Yay! Okay, so here is the lore of Grubbus. The radioactive gas that flooded the city was meant to anger the Trogs and kill the gnomes, and Thermoplug's plan was brutally effective. One Trog, however, reacted oddly to the substance. Grubbus grew and grew. It was a side effect that Sicko had not anticipated, because gnomes never anticipate these things. But he's never been one to waste valuable and dangerous resources. This giant Trog now patrols the tunnels of Gnomeregan. His loyal basilisk pet Chomper helps Grubbish sniff out gas leaks, tasty fungi, and even tastier intruders. So now that we've taken care of that, the next one is actually a mandatory boss. We need to take this one out. Thankfully, though, he's not too far off. See, what's funny is I'm actually recording this just before a raid, because I've been having a lot of issues today. Alright. All you have to do is come down here. And this is part of the irradiated enemies that I was talking about, and we're looking for one in particular. He's called the Viscous Fallout. maybe before we do anything else. There he is. So there's the viscous fallout. Now, unfortunately, this boss moves, so we'll take care of his lore in a second after I take him out. Boom! There we go. So let's go ahead and go into the lore of the viscous fallout. The formerly robust and elegantly complex waterways of Gnomeregan are now an irradiated mess filled with toxic slime. A lone water elemental who had dwelt in the gnome's aquifer became trapped in the contamination, and the pollution corrupted its pure form. It currently wanders the halls of Gnomeregan in anger and agony, a liquid embodiment of the vile poison of Thermoplug's betrayal. As you can kind of tell, Thermoplug is going to be like the end boss of Gnomeregan. If you didn't know that, I'm sorry I spoiled that for you, but yeah, he's the end boss. It's fairly obvious. Alright, so we don't need to worry about you. Now we go deeper and deeper into Gnomeregan. And this is where it gets a little complicated. I'm going to try and do this as quick as I can, but no promises! Because all you have to do is just go down these hallways. And already we're really close to the next room. Which is kind of the hangar bay for Gnomeregan. This is where a lot of their aircraft were. Oh, these guys sucked even back in the old days. They were little alarm bots. That could basically pull the instance for you if you didn't handle them properly. Whee! Now, this is probably going to be another instance where I don't kill everything in it, okay? Hi, buddy. I'll kill a majority of it, don't worry about that, but this is just one of those things where there's too many to kill. This is a really big instance. Even now, like, even when the Cataclysm kind of nerfed it down a little bit, took out some of the bosses and some of the areas. There we go. It's still very complicated to make your way through, and so all we have to do is get over to here, and this is the next boss, the Electrocutioner 6000! Oh no! So let's go ahead and go into the lore of him, the Electrocutioner 6000. Mechgineer... Oh, I don't know how to say that. Mechgineer Thermoplug is not a patient gnome. Rather than putting his inventions through a battery of tests to determine their safety and effectiveness, he rushes them into the field and moves on to the next project. The Electrocutioner 6000 was his first attempt at harnessing electricity as a weapon via a supercharged mechano tank. Lieutenant Tom Sizzlepants Crinkle, the only soldier to survive piloting the Electrocutioner, is now something of a hero among the leper gnomes. And these are irradiated gnomes, so you actually start out in the starting experience as a leper gnome, and then eventually get cured. So there we go. Electric Justice. I love that line. So that's basically all you have to do for this guy. And then we just have to go down here. However, I want to make sure that I don't miss... There's actually another side boss that's fairly difficult to find. So there he is. Okay, so the crowd pummeler. Because we could technically actually go to Thermoplug right now, and I don't want to do that just yet because there is another boss in here. Let's just go ahead and heal up really quick. Hi there, Peacekeeper. We're going this way. I think, yeah, this guy is the next one on the list. We just go into the engineering labs, because nothing could possibly go wrong in an engineering lab, right? Whee! Warning, intruder alert, intruder alert. Yep. I'll admit, I was actually not a fan of this instance leveling up. And this is just bringing back bad memories. Okay, here is actually the next boss. So the Crowd Pummeler 960. And so with that, in Gnomeregan's heyday, inventors would compete for status by pitting their creations against one another. The Buccaneer Oglethorpe Obnauticus built an unbeatable robot, and this earned him respect in the High Tinker's Court. Sicko Thermoplug stole Obnauticus's blueprints and then made a giant version of the machine. He set his forgery loose, and the horrific results drove the ruling council to banish the innocent Obnauticus. The Crowd Pummeler 960 is still one of Thermoplug's favorite stolen inventions. And people might remember Obnauticus. He's actually in Booty Bay. We, in the Tale of Drakfu, we found one of his mechano chickens. So with that, let's take care of another one of Thermoplug's creations. Bye-bye. Thanks for the blue. And with that, we actually don't need to go any further in this area. That actually leads to a back door in Gnomeregan, which back in the day you could actually get a key for, which would kind of push the process along. Like you could get to Thermoplug quicker. But now the instance is queuable, and it's easy enough that you can make your way through here in about 30 minutes. In fact, I think... Yes, after the Crowd Pummeler, it is Thermoplug. So let's go ahead and take care of that, because I got a raid boss to kill tonight. And before people start asking, it is Cenarius. So my guild is actually going to try and do our normal kill of Cenarius for the week, and see whether or not we can move forward to Heroic pretty soon. So all you have to do here is that you find out that Thermoplug is actually working with the Dark Iron Dwarves. Oh, except now they're good, so... These are obviously the evil Dark Iron Dwarves. Duh. This is one of those things that doesn't make a whole lot of sense now that I think about it, but yeah. It's just a thing. There we go. Hi, Dark Iron agents. All we have to do is make our way down a little bit further, and we can actually see the door into Thermoplug's lair. So he is the leader of the irradiated gnomes, and this is all... This whole irradiating of Gnomeregan and all that is pretty much all because of Thermoplug's jealousy. He did not like the High Tinker Gelbin Mechatork, who is the current leader of the gnomes. And this is what happens when you get jealous, people. So don't get jealous. Open up the final chamber. Another annoying part of Gnomeregan back in the day is you actually had to find a key for this door. But here is Mechaneer Thermoplug and his little mech of doom. Hi, I'm Drakfu. Bye-bye. So with that, we can go ahead and loot this guy. And that's going to... Oh, well, actually, we forgot to do the lore for him, so let's do that really quick. Murderer, traitor, and self-proclaimed king of the gnomes, the Mechaneer Sicko Thermoplug rules over the radioactive halls of Gnomeregan with a malfunctioning iron fist. His subjects are numerous, vicious, and insane enough to defend their crazed king against any intrusion from the upper world. Let's see. It is Thermoplug's madness that makes him so dangerous. He possesses the cunning to destroy everything around him, with no thought for his own life. There is a reason that even the monsters of Gnomeregan fear him. And that's going to go ahead and do it for this session of Dungeons and Drakfus. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this journey. I, of course, will see you guys for the next session of Dungeons and Drakfus.